Time to say goodbye. It's always kind of sad. Welcome
It's
inside
so
our
hot.
San Francisco studios. You can continue to sing if you'd like.
No, please don't.
That's fair. Inside Pac-12 Football, the digital edition. Nigel, Burton, Mike Yam, and the golden voice of Yogi, Roth. I say it's always tough to say goodbye because it is, and especially it's when you're not necessarily expecting it. Some players deciding to leave early. You know, we've talked about this before. We know Miles Jack is on his way out. We heard Scooby Wright say, hey, after that bowl game and that win against New Mexico, he said, man, played in my last game. He got emotional there. There's a slew of guys that have decided to go and play on Sundays instead of Saturdays. Who's that big impact player that's going to be missed in your mind the most?
Well, you brought up Scooby Wright, and that's going to be a huge hole that Arizona's going to have to make sure that they fill. But I'm going to go to the offensive side of the ball there in Arizona, and you got Caleb Jones, 6'3", 215-pound explosive wide receiver, decides to leave early, go on to the NFL. But hey, Wildcat fans, no need to worry. You still got Mr. Phillips back. You got Mr. Richards back. You got Mr. Grant back, all with over 30 catches this season alone. And the guy you really get back, Trey Griffey, who's pretty banged up this year, but the redshirt junior is explosive with a capital E, 25.8 yards per carry, or excuse me, per catch. I didn't know it was carry catch. It didn't matter because he was going long. So you've got him coming back, plus those over the receivers. I don't think the impact's going to be felt that strong, but he's going to be a heck of a talent that's missed. Good luck in the NFL.
Yeah, he's a gifted player. I remember him in high school, then Ask goes to Texas, then makes his way to Arizona. But to me, it's one of the unique ones in the Pac-12 Conference, and it's back in Salt Lake City. Britton Covey, leaving to go on his Mormon mission after his true freshman season. This young man was dynamic. He's the only player offensively outside of Devontae Booker that scared defensive coordinators. Whether he was in the slot, whether he was in the return game, he's a guy that put fear in you every time the ball was in his hands. You saw what he did against USC on a simple bubble screen against probably the most athletic team in the Pac-12 Conference. So that loss is huge for Utah. Who is going to step up? The good thing is they got some young players there. Tyrone Smith, Raylan Singleton. Excited to see what they can do. They've recruited well. They got a couple guys that are going to come in early, expect to play early, and I think they'll be able to push the ball down the field. Troy Williams, a JC transfer, former quarterback at UW. He'll likely be the starter there. Have to compete obviously in spring, but they need to move the ball down the field if they want to get past 10 wins or even to get back to 10 wins in the Pac-12.
It's crazy because coming into the season, we didn't know if they had any wide receivers that really could scare defenses.
Hello.
I know, and Britton Covey, when we were there, we said, hey, this is the guy that's basically my size out there. What can he really do?
Well, that's why Tim Patrick is going to be huge. He's going to come back ideally from an injury from this past year.
I can't believe we're talking about next season already. Cannot wait for it to start out. Let's get back on the road. Let's get back to Media Day. Do the training camp tour.
It's good times.
It's fantastic. In the meantime, though, man, people in Utah don't want me to see me kicking field goals anymore. Everything that's happening around the conference, I did get it though. At Pac-12 Networks, and yes, it's plural.
It's good.
It was so good.